there, and welcome to my channel. Today's topic is something that is very, very dear to me because only who has lived through it knows what it's like to be an expat abroad, to live abroad as an expat in my case in Italy, having come here from Canada, and to be not informed on things going on in the news. For example, if you are an expat and you came over here before 20 years ago, you know very well what I mean. The only way you could keep in touch was if somebody went over and they brought you back and you asked them to bring you back a magazine, a newspaper, or if you had a really, really good friend who would send you a package and put some magazines or newspapers in it. Or you could even ask for books, because back then we didn't have Amazon, so of course you couldn't order books, you know. So it was a very, very difficult time. We managed to get through it doing these things, but for a long time I never knew of what was going on in my city in Canada. Like for me, Hamilton just remained a place that I missed, my hometown that I missed so much. So there wasn't the internet, and the only thing I could rely on was, especially when I was working downtown here where I live, in the city where I live in here in Piemonte, was that you could get the newspaper USA Today, or the international issue of Time magazine. Only Time magazine was very expensive back then. Some kiosks, some newsstands had international magazines, and every so often I would splurge and I would buy myself, I don't know, Vogue or Elle in English. But there was really nothing that could keep you connected if you really think about it. You know, just those few things. But those few things did not talk about your hometown or Toronto or anything else. So you weren't really informed, you know. You learned to live with that reality. And so, like I said before, if somebody would bring you back things from back home, they were like, you know, wow, you know, you kept it really well, you read it slowly. I remember reading Canadian Living and going like from page to page. If somebody would bring me Canadian Living, going from page to page slowly, because I didn't want it to finish, because who knows when I would get another one. You could subscribe, and I did subscribe once, but aside from the fact that it costs much more subscribing from here, but a lot of times here in Italy, that's another thing. Now not so much with the internet, but back then, if the mailman left you the magazine in your mailbox, because here most people live in condos, would leave it in your mailbox, or if it didn't fit, he would leave it on top. Maybe if you made an agreement with him, he would buzz you and you would go down and get it, but when you're working, that's not always the case. So he would leave it on top of the mailbox if it didn't fit, and then somebody would steal it. You know, you don't know how many times that happened to me. So after the second subscription, I decided that's it, I'm not doing it anymore, because it was costing me, like, back then we still had the lira, so it was costing me like 50,000 lira to get a 1-year subscription. And that was a lot of money back then. So, but anyways, we seem to make do, you know, with these little things, you know, people bringing you back magazines, books, newspapers, but you just have to be patient and wait. You know, usually some of my Canadian girlfriends who had their parents here, I had my parents here, but the ones who had their family or parents there, they would go back in the summer. So in the summer, give me your list. So I would give them my list of things that I missed. You know, be very nice and bring me back all the things that I missed. So it was just our way to keep connected. Today I know life is much easier. You have the internet, you have your smartphones, your iPhones, iPads, and whatever. But back then, that's the way it was. And I will talk to you about, in another video, how it felt once the internet came out. And I'm sure that even talking about that, a lot of you who are more or less like the same age as me know what I'm talking about. And but anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. As you know by now, I don't like making long videos. This is the way I feel, because I think that a lot of us, especially us who are working moms and stuff, when you see a video that says it lasts like 30 minutes, you know, for me, I have to watch it. If it's somebody that a YouTuber that I really like, I usually watch it. If I'm really busy, I usually watch it like in parts. Like I watch the first part. Okay, it's a wrap. I'm going to wrap up this video because my memory is failing and something I really have to solve still. But anyways, bye-bye. Talk to you in the next video. Bye.